Thank you for choosing Wisdom of the Dharma. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss a new update. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful, life-changing wisdom with the world. And don't forget to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's grow and learn together. Part 1. When misfortune won't let go. Have you ever had a stretch of days, or weeks, where it felt like life was piling on more than you could handle? Maybe it started small. A missed call, a late payment, a headache that wouldn't go away. But then came the layoffs. A relationship unraveling. Your sleep turning restless. And even though you kept pushing forward, showing up, trying hard, doing your best, nothing seemed to go right. It was as if something invisible had turned against you. Not loud, not dramatic. Just off. Quiet misfortunes that added up until you found yourself exhausted and unsure why your world felt so heavy. You're not alone. In fact, this quiet chaos has a name in many ancient traditions. It's called a disruption in your energetic field. And according to Buddhist wisdom and Feng Shui philosophy, the most vulnerable time for that disruption to take hold is while you sleep. Let's pause there. Sleep, the place we all turn to for rest, healing, and escape, can also become the stage where negative energy takes root. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because your energy defenses are lowered. In that unconscious state, you're open. Your body is still. Your thoughts settle. But the energy around you, if left unchecked, doesn't always sleep with you. It lingers. It clings. And sometimes, it starts to shape your waking life without you realizing it. But here's the remarkable thing. In Buddhist practice, nothing is permanent, not even bad luck. Karma may unfold like a wheel, but that will can shift. The Dharma teaches us that transformation doesn't always require dramatic action. Sometimes, the most profound changes come from small, sacred steps taken with pure intention. And that's where this video begins. Because right now, you may be caught in what feels like a streak of misfortune, but tonight, you could plant the seed of change under your own pillow. Literally. No chanting. No rituals. No superstition. Just one quiet act of energy realignment while you sleep. What if I told you that people from ancient dynasties to modern entrepreneurs have used a simple, sacred method to shift their fate, without saying a word, and without ever needing to pray for blessings? In this video, you'll learn 7 powerful, everyday objects that carry spiritual weight, each one placed under your pillow to clear energy, attract abundance, and restore inner balance. We'll break down the philosophy behind them, share real-life stories of transformation, and reveal how you can begin your own nighttime ritual, starting tonight. Because healing doesn't wait for permission. And neither does luck. Let's begin. Part 2. Why sleep is the gateway to spiritual reset. In Buddhist teachings, sleep is never viewed as mere escape. It's not a retreat from reality, it's a state of energetic openness. When the body shuts down for rest, the mind doesn't just drift into dreams. It enters a space where it's exposed, raw, receptive, and highly sensitive to the unseen energies moving around and within. The Buddha spoke often of mindfulness in all states, waking, meditating, even sleeping. Why? Because sleep is the only time we surrender all conscious control. The ego rests. The masks fall. And what's left is pure exposure, the soul, the subconscious, the karma we've carried across lifetimes. It's in this window, unguarded and vulnerable, that energy either heals or harms. Modern psychology supports this ancient wisdom in remarkable ways. Neuroscientists have found that during deep sleep, especially stages marked by theta brainwaves, the brain becomes incredibly receptive. It's the same frequency associated with deep meditation, hypnosis, and the moment just before waking. In theta, the subconscious mind is wide open, absorbing energy, symbols, and suggestions far more powerfully than during the day. This means that the thoughts you carry into bed, the emotions you leave unresolved, even the objects that surround your sleep space, are all interacting with your inner energy field. And they don't just shape your dreams. They shape how you wake up, how you feel, how you live. One example that illustrates this beautifully is the case of Carla, a fictional composite character inspired by several real-life stories, including elements from Oprah Winfrey's personal practices. Carla was a high-powered executive in Manhattan. On paper, she had it all: status, income, a penthouse apartment. But for months, she struggled with something deeper: insomnia, constant fatigue, and a streak of professional and personal disasters. Her deals fell apart. Her relationships soured. She couldn't explain it, but something always felt off. One night, after a particularly draining week, she sat in silence and realized something had to change. She remembered a conversation with a spiritual mentor years ago, someone who had told her, "Your sleep is your temple. Treat it that way." Desperate for relief, she cleared her bedroom of clutter, donated gifts from toxic people, and began placing a single object under her pillow each night: a handwritten affirmation wrapped around a small crystal she'd once received with love. It wasn't magic, but it was intention. It was energy. And slowly, she began to sleep again. The nightmares stopped. Her energy returned. Within weeks, her work stabilized. A new business opportunity appeared seemingly out of nowhere. And perhaps most telling of all, she felt calm for the first time in years. This wasn't superstition, it was spiritual alignment. The Dharma teaches that we don't need to wait for a temple or a ritual to begin our healing. Sometimes, the most sacred transformations happen in silence, in the dark, in the moments between consciousness and sleep. So if you've been feeling stuck, restless, or cursed by invisible misfortune, don't overlook the simplest solution of all. Your healing may begin not in action, but in sleep. Not in striving, but in surrender. And not with a shout, but with a whisper beneath your pillow. Part 3, The Unseen Weight, Signs You're Carrying Energetic Burdens. Sometimes, what's weighing you down is invisible. It's not your schedule. It's not your bank account. It's not even that one person who always drains your energy. It's something quieter, something harder to name. It's the energetic weight you carry. Have you ever woken up feeling more tired than when you went to bed? Or experienced a string of minor accidents, spilling coffee, missing appointments, tech glitches, like life is subtly misaligned? Maybe your dreams have turned strange. Your chest feels tight. You're snapping at people for no reason. And despite eating well or going to the gym, something still feels off. These are not random. In Buddhist and Feng Shui traditions, these are signs, messages that your energetic field is being clouded. That your life force, or qi, is out of balance. And because energy doesn't need permission to cling, it can build up slowly over time. From people you've argued with. From places you've visited. From that antique you bought at a flea market that once sat in a house filled with sorrow. Here's what most people don't realize: your energy field is like your skin, but invisible. It picks up things, moods, frequencies, vibrations, from the world around you. And unless you cleanse it regularly, it becomes congested. The Dharma teaches that everything begins in the mind. That includes suffering. But not all suffering feels like pain. Sometimes, it feels like fog. Like not being able to move forward, even when you try. That's the unseen weight. Let's break it down with a simple metaphor. Imagine you're trying to run a race, but someone's tied small weights to your ankles. Not heavy enough to stop you, but just enough to slow you down. You'll still move, but you'll tire quickly. You'll feel frustrated. You'll question your abilities. That's what happens energetically when you carry unresolved emotions, stagnant chi, or karmic residue from people and past events. And here's the tricky part, it doesn't always come from within. Sometimes, the energy is external. Maybe you visited a house that felt off, and ever since then, you've had bad luck. Or you hugged someone who smiled but secretly resented you, and days later, your energy dipped. These small, invisible transfers are real. Ancient cultures knew it. Science is catching up. You don't have to see bad energy to be affected by it. You just have to live long enough without cleansing it. The good news? Just as easily as it clings, it can be cleared. And one of the most powerful places to start that process is under your pillow. In the next parts of this video, we'll explore how small, sacred objects can become tools for clearing this unseen weight, realigning your energy, and helping you rise lighter, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. Because when you finally stop carrying what doesn't belong to you, your real life begins to flow again. Part 4, The Pillow as an Altar, Turning Sleep into Ceremony. Most people see their bed as a place to collapse, a place to crash after a long day. But what if you saw it differently? What if your pillow wasn't just a cushion for your head, but an altar for your soul? In many Buddhist monasteries, there is a ritual simplicity in the way a monk prepares to rest. The mat is laid with care. The space is silent. Every item in the room serves a purpose, either to invite clarity or to ward off distraction. Sleep isn't rushed. It's entered with reverence. Because rest, in this view, is a spiritual act. And where you rest your head matters more than you think. In the same way that you wouldn't meditate in a noisy, cluttered room, you shouldn't sleep in energetic chaos. Your bedroom, especially your pillow, is the final place your mind and body merge before surrendering into the deep currents of the unconscious. And what surrounds that moment shapes the energy you carry into tomorrow. Now, most of us aren't monks. We live in loud cities, messy apartments, and sometimes chaotic lives. But you don't need a monastery to create sacredness. You need intention. Let me ask you something. If you knew that every night your spirit was entering a sacred temple for healing, would you toss your phone on that altar? Would you leave that pile of laundry near your sacred headspace? Would you ignore the emotional residue left in your pillowcase from nights of crying, stress, or insomnia? Probably not. And that's the shift this video is inviting you to make. To stop treating your bed like a dumping ground for exhaustion, and start treating it like a sacred space for energetic reset. By placing a meaningful object under your pillow, something chosen with care, purpose, and personal belief, you're not just doing a ritual. You're honoring your own transformation. You're declaring, silently, this space is for healing. This moment is sacred. I am preparing my soul to receive peace. In the next sections, we'll talk about 7 powerful objects, many of them small, humble, and easy to find, that can help you cleanse the energy beneath your pillow. Not through superstition, but through symbolism, consistency, and sincerity. Because when you treat your pillow like an altar, something subtle yet powerful begins to happen. Your sleep deepens. Your energy clears. Your path begins to open. And little by little, you remember what it feels like to wake up lighter. Part 5, The 7 Sacred Objects for Pillow Cleansing. Not every transformation needs thunder or lightning. Sometimes, the most powerful shift begins with something quiet, like the object resting beneath your pillow. Across cultures, Sages and seekers have trusted small spiritual items to reset energy while the body sleeps. These aren't magic charms. They're mirrors, tools that reflect intention, belief, and the energy you're ready to invite. What matters isn't how rare the object is, but how sincerely it's placed. Let's explore 7 sacred items that can turn your pillow into a gateway for clarity, peace, and fortune. 1. Sea salt, the natural energy cleanser. Salt has been used for centuries as a spiritual purifier, and sea salt holds the purest form of this intention. It's known to absorb heavy energy, clear emotional residue, and create a gentle energetic boundary around the sleeper. When placed in a small cloth pouch and tucked beneath your pillow, sea salt becomes a filter. It draws out what no longer serves you, resentment, fatigue, unseen tension, and creates space for calm to enter. Many have found that their dreams become clearer and their mornings lighter with this practice. Replace the salt weekly, and always handle it with gratitude. 2. Clear quartz, the master purifier. Often called the master crystal, clear quartz is valued for its ability to cleanse, amplify, and stabilize energy. In Buddhist and metaphysical circles, it's believed to help harmonize inner turmoil while enhancing spiritual awareness. Sleeping with clear quartz under your pillow is like placing an air purifier in your spiritual space. It gently clears mental fog, eases anxiety, and creates a field of clarity that aligns with your natural rhythm. To boost the effect, set a clear intention before sleep. Hold the stone, breathe deeply, and mentally invite peace into your subconscious. 3. Tiger's Eye, the protector of the night. Known for its grounding energy and fierce protective properties, tiger's eye is more than just beautiful, it's a spiritual shield. Its bands resemble the unblinking gaze of a guardian, watching over your rest. Placed under your pillow, it acts like a barrier against external negativity, especially energies picked up from others throughout the day. It's especially powerful for those who suffer from nightmares, insecurity, or frequent energy drains. Many use tiger's eye to restore inner courage and willpower. It doesn't just protect, it strengthens the soul. 4. Old coin or Feng Shui coin, wealth and grounding. An old coin, especially one with a square hole in the middle, symbolizing harmony between heaven and earth, is a powerful symbol in Feng Shui. It's long been used to attract wealth, anchor energy, and reset misfortune. Placed beneath your pillow, it acts as both a magnet for abundance and a spiritual stabilizer. It tells the universe, I'm ready to receive with wisdom. It's particularly helpful for those dealing with financial instability, bad investments, or energy around poverty mindset. Let it anchor your intention each night. 5. Handwritten affirmation, rewriting your destiny. Words hold power, but handwritten words hold your power. Writing a short, heartfelt affirmation and placing it beneath your pillow is a sacred practice of reprogramming your subconscious. Why handwritten? Because it connects your physical energy with mental intention. Try phrases like, I am safe and abundant, or peace flows through me. Sleep allows these words to bypass doubt and reach deep levels of the mind. Over time, this seed of belief can grow into new thoughts, habits, and eventually, a new life direction. 6. Red envelope, a spiritual invitation for prosperity. In Feng Shui, red is the color of fire, fortune, and protection. And the red envelope, often given during Lunar New Year or as a blessing, is considered a container of pure intention and energetic promise. Placing a red envelope beneath your pillow, especially with a small bill or written blessing inside, sends a message to the universe. I welcome abundance with gratitude. This practice is powerful during transitional times, job changes, financial stress, or new ventures. It acts like a beacon for prosperity, attracting opportunity while shielding against energetic leaks. 7. Fresh ginger, the root of spiritual warmth. Ginger is more than a spice, it's a symbol of warmth, clarity, and protection. In traditional medicine and folklore, it's used to dispel cold, awaken the senses, and clear lingering negativity. Place a piece of fresh ginger, wrapped in a clean cloth, under your pillow. Its yang energy helps counteract sluggishness, fear, or emotional numbness. Many people report fewer nightmares and deeper sleep with this practice. Think of ginger as a tiny flame beneath your head, keeping your spirit warm, steady, and resilient through the night. Each of these 7 objects may seem small, ordinary, even. But in the eyes of the awakened, nothing is truly ordinary when used with intention. Sea salt clears. Crystals protect. Coins ground. Affirmations rewire. Red envelopes invite. Ginger warms. And seeds transform. They are not spells or charms. They are silent companions in your journey, subtle tools that work while you rest, shifting the currents of energy around and within you. Because when your nights become sacred, your days begin to change. And sometimes, all it takes is what you choose to place beneath your pillow. If this message speaks to your heart, take a moment to support our growing community. Like this video if you found peace in these teachings. Subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma to receive more insights on spiritual energy, Buddhist wisdom, and everyday transformation. And don't forget to turn on notifications, so you'll never miss a moment to reconnect with your inner self. Part 6, The Ritual of Letting Go, a Nightly Practice of Belief. There's a quiet kind of power in the moment before sleep. It's not in the to-do lists or the final emails. It's not in the scroll or the TV flickering on the wall. It's in the breath. The pause. The gentle choice to surrender, mindfully. This is where the nightly ritual begins. You don't need incense. You don't need to chant. You don't need anything other than this, presence. Because the most important ingredient in any spiritual practice is you. Here's how the ritual works. Simple, grounded, transformative. Start by choosing your sacred object. Whether it's sea salt, a handwritten affirmation, or a ginger root, it doesn't matter. What matters is intention. Hold it in your hand for a moment. Take 3 slow breaths. With each inhale, imagine drawing in peace. With each exhale, release the day, its noise, its worries, its weight. Now speak your intention, not aloud, but inwardly. Let it come from your heart, not your mind. You might say, "Tonight, I rest in clarity. I let go of what no longer serves me. I am open to healing. I am ready to receive." Then, place the object gently beneath your pillow. Not rushed. Not mechanical. Treat it like a sacred placement, a whisper to the universe that you're not just going to sleep. You're stepping into alignment. As you lie down, keep your breathing slow and steady. Let your final thoughts of the day be ones of trust, not control. Of surrender, not struggle. Remind yourself that you've done enough. You are enough. And this small act of energy realignment is already working for you, even if you can't see it yet. Because belief is the soil. Sleep is the water. And these objects are the seeds. When done with consistency, this ritual becomes more than just a habit, it becomes a rhythm. A nightly return to self. A recalibration of energy that slowly begins to echo into your waking life. You may not notice it on the first night. Or even the 5th. But one morning, you'll wake up lighter. Calmer. More centered. And you'll know, the shift has begun. Don't treat this as superstition. Don't chase results. Treat it as respect, for your energy, your body, and your spiritual path. Because when you let go of the day with love, you create space for blessings to return without force, without asking, without fear. Just trust and rest. Part 7. True Stories from the Dharma Path. Sometimes, the most powerful teachings don't come from scriptures or sages. They come from everyday people, those who dared to believe that something small, done with intention, could change everything. Here are 2 stories from the Dharma path. Real lives. Real shifts. Quiet, yet extraordinary. 1. The artist who stopped dreaming. Alyssa was a 34-year-old painter living in Seattle. After a tough breakup and a failed art show, her creativity vanished. So did her sleep. Night after night, she'd toss and turn, haunted by anxiety and numbness. Her canvases stayed blank. Her spirit, dull. A friend, an energy healer, gently suggested trying something unusual, placing a handwritten affirmation under her pillow every night. Alyssa was skeptical, but desperate. She started small. I am rediscovering my light. The next night, my art flows freely again. And so it went, each message, written with her own hand, placed carefully under her pillow like a secret love letter to her soul. After 2 weeks, she noticed her dreams had changed. Softer. More colorful. Then came the ideas. Then, the brushstrokes. Then, an invitation to a group exhibition she hadn't even applied for. I didn't just get my sleep back, she told us, I got myself back. 2. The retiree who found rest after war. David, 68, was a retired Army veteran living in North Carolina. He had survived war, cancer, and the loss of his wife. But what he couldn't seem to survive was sleep. For over a decade, he suffered from night terrors, emotional flashbacks, and a kind of heaviness that medicine couldn't touch. One night, after watching a documentary on Eastern healing, he read about placing tiger's eye crystal beneath the pillow for protection and grounding. He found one at a local shop, small, smooth, and golden banded. He didn't expect much. But the first night, he slept 6 hours straight. The first time in years. He kept the stone there every night. And every morning, he woke up feeling just a little steadier. The dreams softened. The panic eased. And slowly, something inside him began to trust sleep again. It wasn't just a stone, he said. It was a companion, something that stayed when everything else had left. These stories are not miracles in the dramatic sense. They are reminders that your sleep is sacred, that your energy responds to care, that a single object, placed with intention, can become a bridge between despair and peace. So if you've tried everything else, maybe it's time to try something ancient, something gentle, something beneath your pillow. Because transformation doesn't always knock loudly. Sometimes, it arrives in silence, and begins while you dream. Part 8, The Science of Symbolism, How Intention Really Works. It's easy to dismiss rituals as superstition. But what if the power of placing a small object under your pillow had less to do with the object, and everything to do with your intention? Science is catching up to what spiritual traditions have known for centuries. The human mind is a frequency transmitter. Your thoughts don't just shape your emotions, they ripple out into the world around you. And when paired with symbolic action, they become exponentially more powerful. Let's break it down. In neuroscience, there's a well-known concept called neuroplasticity. It's the brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated behavior and thought. Every time you perform a ritual, no matter how small, you're training your mind to associate that action with a specific emotional state. If placing sea salt under your pillow signals release, then over time, Your brain begins to relax automatically when that ritual is repeated. You are literally creating a new energetic response loop. Now add to that the power of symbolism. Symbols bypass logic. They speak directly to the subconscious, the place where habits, fears, and core beliefs live. That's why writing an affirmation by hand or placing an ancient coin beneath your pillow feels different than saying a quick prayer. It's a visual, tactile, physical anchor that tells your inner world, we're doing something sacred. We are ready to change. This is why objects matter, not for their magical powers, but for the way they focus your awareness. Psychologists call this anchoring. Marketers use it. Athletes use it. Meditation teachers use it. And spiritual leaders have used it for thousands of years. Then there's the placebo effect, one of the most mysterious and powerful forces in medicine. Patients have healed from real illnesses by taking sugar pills they believed were medicine. That's not fraud. That's belief transforming biology. So ask yourself, if a sugar pill can heal a body because of belief, what could a crystal, a seed, or a handwritten note do for your spirit? From a Buddhist lens, this is not surprising. The Dharma teaches that all transformation begins in the mind. What you believe shapes what you perceive. And what you perceive becomes your reality. So when you lay your head down on a pillow with an object beneath it, chosen with love, placed with intention, you are speaking directly to the deepest part of yourself. Not with words, but with energy. And energy, unlike words, never lies. Part 9, Final Reflections. Belief as the seed of all miracles. In the end, it's not the salt, not the crystal, not the coin or the envelope. It's your belief that changes everything. Belief is subtle. It's not loud like motivation or dramatic like hope. It's quiet, like the seed beneath the soil. But just like that seed, belief contains the blueprint of transformation. Buddhism teaches us that everything we experience flows from the mind. Our karma, our suffering, our peace, it all begins with perception. And perception is shaped by belief. So when you choose to place something sacred beneath your pillow, whether it's a tiny object or a folded affirmation, you are not asking for magic. You are practicing inner alignment. You are saying to the universe, I'm ready to participate in my own healing. And that changes things. Because belief is not passive. It's not just sitting and waiting. Belief is an energetic invitation, a silent agreement between you and the life force that surrounds you. It's what turns routine into ritual, a bedroom into a sanctuary, a night's sleep into a spiritual reset. And it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to get it right every time. You don't need to believe 100% without doubt. You just need to begin, with sincerity, with softness, and with an open heart. Over time, you may start to notice small shifts. You sleep more deeply. You feel a little less reactive. Opportunities begin to show up. Peace returns in unexpected places. None of this happens because of superstition. It happens because your energy is finally flowing with intention. That's the miracle. Not that the world suddenly changes, but that you do. And from that inner shift, your outer world begins to reflect it. So tonight, as you prepare for sleep, take a moment. Choose one object, one affirmation, one quiet act of faith, and place it gently beneath your pillow, not with desperation, but with devotion. Let this be the night you stop waiting for life to fix itself. And instead, begin the sacred work of shifting your own energy. Because the universe doesn't give us what we wish for. It gives us what we believe is possible. And when your belief is planted in peace, even the darkest night can lead to a luminous dawn. If tonight's message spoke to something deep within you, don't let it fade into silence. Take a moment now, before the day ends, To anchor your energy, leave a comment with your personal affirmation, intention, or even just one word of peace. Writing it down is the first step toward believing it. Like this video if it brought you even a breath of calm. Subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma and turn on notifications, so you'll be gently guided back whenever your spirit needs a moment of rest or clarity. We're more than a channel, we're a growing circle of mindful souls walking this path together. So wherever you are in the world, may your night be light, your dreams gentle, and your energy open to all the blessings quietly waiting for you. Thank you for sharing this sacred space. We'll see you again soon, right here, beneath the pillow, where miracles begin.